Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first Saturday summary. And today's main story is the UK. The UK is having major issues with a cost of living crisis right now. There are many strikes in the UK right now from teachers, doctors, and essential workers. The UK is also predicted to be the only major economy to be in recession this year. So why exactly is this happening in the UK? So historically, these essential workers have had low pay and the cost of living has dramatically increased. So the middle class is facing tax increases, high mortgage costs, and inflation increased prices for basic goods like food and services. And what doesn't help at all is the middle class is not receiving any financial support like lower income households. Now, we can't talk about the UK without talking about the head of lettuce that used to run it. Liz Truss tried to fix the cost of living crisis by pouring gasoline on it instead of, fixing it. She cut taxes, and she cut more taxes, and she shut down the healthcare bill. All the losses were funded by borrowing money in a time in which borrowing money was increasingly more expensive. The British pound took a nosedive from her actions. But inflation didn't hurt everyone. It didn't hurt massive brands. PepsiCo and Unilever raised prices on their products by 16 and 13% in the fourth quarter of 2022. This raising of prices had little to no effect on consumer demand for their products like Doritos, Ben & Jerry's, Mountain Dew, and Dove. McDonald's have also increased their prices, but instead of little to no decrease in demand, McDonald's have had an actual increase in customers. The reason for this may be because the labor market in the US is very strong right now. It might not be strong for long, but for now, massive companies are gaining away with hiking prices while consumers can still afford their products. But here's a brand that is not doing so well. Fabuloso is not doing fantastic. They had to recall about 4.9 million bottles of Fabuloso in the US and Canada. They're saying there's a harmful bacteria, or there may be a harmful bacteria in their products. And this is actually following a trend of cleaning brands recalling cleaning products due to bacteria. I guess you could say the 0.1% of bacteria has actually won and beat out the cleaning products. Finally, we get some representation from the 0.1% of bacteria. Another big brand that is not doing so well is Adidas. Adidas may have its first loss since 1992. The split with Kanye West has led to a huge inventory of Yeezys. The $700 shoes would amount to a $749 million loss this year. By pulling out of China, having Chinese underperformance, and its partnership with Beyonce are all furthering deepening Adidas' losses. It's interesting to see what the long-term effects of the deal of Kanye West will have on Adidas, especially when compared to its rival Nike, as Nike may just dominate the market after this. In the search for a profit, Disney has cut costs by $5.5 billion, or plans to cut the costs by $5.5 billion by laying off 7,000 employees. Disney theme parks are doing really well, actually, but Disney Plus has not been the financial success they thought it would have been. It is losing billions of dollars. And while Disney theme parks and their other products and services are continually earning a profit, Disney is profitable, and Bob Iger looks to focus Disney not on Disney Plus, not just on Disney Plus as they had in the past, but more on sequels to big movies like Toy Story, Zootopia, and Frozen. An unlikely competitor to Google, Bing has announced a beta for its new Bing that is utilizing AI from OpenAI. So Microsoft has put more than $10 billion in investment into OpenAI, and this new version of Bing is potentially using an unreleased version of GPT-4. Microsoft said it plans to use OpenAI's artificial intelligences in more Microsoft products like Edge and now Bing. Google is currently freaking out right now. They don't know what to do. They're trying to invest in their own AI software. Only time will tell if Bing can bring down Google's monopoly on the search engine market. And our last story of tonight, the Church of England contemplates making God a gender-neutral term. The Anglican Church has been considering this change since 2014, arguing that God is above gender and thus cannot be male or female. Despite this, the Anglican Church does not allow same-sex unions in their churches, but you can pray for them. That's now a thing you can do. They have voted to allow for that, but not to have marriages in their churches for same-sex unions. They offered no date in which they would vote on this gender-neutral thing happening, and I hope that you've enjoyed this episode, and see you next time.